I had a lot of pride in my hair. I used to cut my hair too and like give myself like fades and lineups and stuff. And I remember after my haircut, I took a shower, got out the shower, and I noticed on my crown area, it's like starting to thin. I remember I called my mom up and I was like, I showed her and she was like, oh, I remember the end of my junior year of college. That's when I decided to kind of cut it low, just like a low cut. After that, my confidence kind of like went back up a little bit because I could kind of like hide it a little bit better. After I graduated college and stuff, that's when, the thinning really started to get noticeable. I make like cinematic type content with like a lot of the shots are kind of like me like walking in the frame and stuff like that. And I remember that I would start to get very self-conscious because I would notice the balding in the shot and I wouldn't even like use it anymore. Once it got to that point, I was like, okay, I'm really starting to get very self-conscious. I started buying hats and stuff like that. Now it's like all of a sudden I'm like wearing hats and stuff. Like it was my way of kind of like hiding it. You're wearing a hat, you can't really see like the bald spots. Going bald at a young age. This is the corners where it's like very light. And then I have like on my crown area. I'm 23 and you don't see a lot of people my age that are bald. My friends, they all got hair and all that stuff. And I'm like the only one with a hat on while everybody else got their hair on and all that stuff. It just made me think my confidence really started to diminish. It's time to embrace the new. If I approach girls, are they gonna notice it? I'll be like self-conscious, like put my head down, just like getting up every day and like looking in the mirror. And I just noticed, the balding spots and I got to the point where I was like, okay, I think it's just gonna be better if I just cut it all off, right, and fully embrace it. I was just kind of over it. You know what I'm saying? I was just I didn't want to go through that feeling of, trying to hide it anymore. I didn't like covering it up. I didn't like the feeling of hiding something. I didn't want to get to the point of like, okay, it's getting really noticeable where other people notice it. I just wanted to kind of just get rid of it early on before it got to that point. Like say we would be outside, right? And like it's a sunny day. I'll be so self-conscious because okay, if the sun is hitting at this perfect spot, then you'll see like a light spot here or whatever. I was just making it so much of a big issue because I was just being so self-conscious of it. Like I could go through like all these other routes of like, getting a hair transplant and doing that minoxidil and all that stuff. At least for me, I think it was just best to completely just take it all off, right? Completely take it all off and not have to worry. That's what kind of pushed me to just do it. I mess with it. I'm not gonna lie. This is not bad. It's not as bad as I thought. All that stress is gone. This right here. This right here is an accumulation. It's all that built up stress, confidence gone, all that stuff, and it's gone. I'm not gonna lie. I really actually do feel a lot better. Like I feel free. I feel good. I feel like I don't have something restricting on me. Obviously, it was a little nerve-wracking at first because there's not a lot of 23-year-olds and younger guys that are my age who are necessarily bald.
Really quickly, guys, as Richie was touching on here, it took him a lot of courage. Woo! There's actually 18 questions that keeps balding men afraid, stuck, insecure, and feeling ugly. But finally, it's here. My book, The Power Shift, which answers these 18 questions. So if you're a guy who wants to take action on his balding, whether you just want to feel better about how you look, you want more success in the dating world, you want to go on adventures, whatever you want to do with your life, you want to do it, not worrying about your balding, check out my groundbreaking book, The Power Shift. That's not all. When you get The Power Shift, I'm also going to give you another book. It's called The Body Shift. So if you want to learn about what I do to get in better shape, go from this to this so that you can get an incredible rig to match your newfound confidence. To get your books, go to baldcafe.com. It's linked below and you can get reading within the next few seconds.
Just fully just diving in, just doing it. It was like an adrenaline rush and once I did it, I noticed that my confidence just got so much higher. Like all that stress was just gone. Like all that, extra worry or your hair is not what defines you, right? It's your character, it's who you are. I think for myself, with my hair, I put so much of an emphasis on my character in my hair. That finally being gone, it made me realize that me just being me is more than enough. It's me relying on my own confidence to keep me going, if that makes sense.
I can relate so hard to that, dude. So the confidence went up. You need a lot of courage to actually be like, okay, here we go. You know, I'm in the bathroom. I got these clippers.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing it. What
Yeah.
gave you that courage?
I think honestly, one, like your videos, because I always noticed like when they cut their hair, I always noticed that they always look better once they finish cutting their hair. Like the bald look just it looked good on them, right? So I was thinking, okay, hopefully it's the case for myself. But it's been good. It's been good. You know, recently I did the shave, like the actual
Okay, yeah,
razor.
the razor, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and tried that out,
Mm.
and I've been trying like different methods. It's been really good, and because it's like also like tanned out a little bit better, I feel more confident.
Of course, I got to ask you, like,
Mhm.
your video out there, you know,
Mhm.
people may be watching this, dude. Is there any kind of message, or when you reflect back on your journey, something that like really you did or you thought of, a conversation you had, anything like that that you can kind of pinpoint that you think other people could do or could think about that could help them
Mhm.
in their journey?
Honestly, just fully embrace it. You know, your hair doesn't define you. It's you and your character and who you are that truly defines you. And like I thought my personality and everything, was my hair. And that's how I made it, in my head and all that stuff when I would go out and do all this stuff, right? I always made sure that my hair was good, my hair looked good and all this stuff. But, once it's gone, you have to understand that it's you who is, doing all the talking, right? Walking up tall with your chest out. It's you that has that confidence, right? It shouldn't be, all this emphasis with your hair, but just to fully embrace it, right? Especially if you're young, just be okay with it. And even though other people may not, be bald and have that bald look, just be the first to do it. Kind of my thought process on it.
Really, really cool, man. Really cool to kind of hear how it went down. I think you've obviously got a level head with it all. Very
Yeah,
grateful,
of
man.
course. Of
Kudos
course.
to
Thank you.
you.
Yeah, like I said, thank you for having me. And you're 100% right. Like I remember I posted that video and I got like an Instagram DM of, someone going through the same issue
Right.
and they ended up, doing the chop and
Love it.
completely going bald and they were happy. So, yeah, that's awesome.
That's what we're here to do, man. That's what we're here to do.